Episode number 48, kicking off live right now in the studio. I'm your co-host, Stephen Wallman.
And I am Michael Filippelli. No, I am Max Sobel.
That's great. I love that one.
There you go.
The Michael Filippelli voice. You did
Michael
pretty
Filippelli.
good.
Thank you.
Just a reminder to everyone, everything you hear today is not to be taken as professional advice.
That's right. We're not doctors. We're not lawyers. We're none of that.
Right. But what we are here to do is to help you understand CBD.
Indeed. Bringing you credible information through interviews with experts and sharing real-world stories.
That is right. And not even to mention, we're also bringing you a high-quality super product. We like to thank Max and Steven's customers. We like to welcome in all of our listeners as well to the show. And we want to thank Max and Stevens for sponsoring. Without
That's right.
them, it wouldn't be possible.
That's right. Help us out. Go to www.maxandstevens.com. .com. Pick up a bottle for yourself, for your loved ones, for your pet. Share a bottle. They'll love it. And remember, everybody, what we say is in the bottle.
Is in the bottle.
Thank you, sir.
And call us, text us at 443-743-2444. You can text that number, call that number. We've been known to take your questions, even sometimes put them on the air, and also get you some discount codes.
Indeed.
That's right. Well, today's January 24th in this gorgeous, beautiful studio. We're here live today, like we are every week, starting at 2:08 to 3 o'clock. In this beautiful studio. Max, you know what the cool thing about being live in the studio?
Today it might be that we're helping the whole herd immunity thing, maybe? I don't know. What do you think?
You think?
Well, we're around each other. You know, we have a special guest that's coming up.
Okay.
We can talk about it in a little bit. But no, it's the fact that you can call into the studio live and you can ask us questions. It's better than listening to what we have written down. Call us. You don't even have to come on the air. You can leave your question with Noah and we'll get it answered for you.
Absolutely. And Noah's waiting by the phones. The number to get Noah and to call into the show, if you listen to this station, you've heard it a million times. I'll give it to you once again. It's 44. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd rather you call us, but it's 410-922-6680, 6680. And yeah, please, we love you. Please call us. And then the other thing, if you don't have a chance to listen to us on the radio, there's other ways to listen to us.
There's other ways. Go to www.understandingcbd.com. And in the top right, there's a button there that says Listen Live. You can listen live to our show directly from that button. Rumor has it, you can even ask an Alexa.
Alexa?
There are many Alexas. I guess they're Alexi.
I hear that also.
Ask an Alexa.
It's been confirmed. If you can't listen to us live and you missed the show for whatever reason, you can also listen at the same place, right?
Same website, understandingcbd.com. Go in there, and there's a section for radio. You can stream all previous shows. You can also listen on any streaming service that you want. Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music, you name it, we're there. CBD in the place to be.
And video, too.
And videos on YouTube, right?
Now we got the videos, and they're streaming to the website, so that's
right.
the one place for everything.
We made it so easy for all you guys. You can even go to the videos tab and now see all the YouTube videos. You're absolutely right. I was just telling my mother about that last night. I said, you can see all the videos right there. Hi, Mom.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, to get back to the song here, I know I get excited. That was Fight for Your Right, the Beastie Boys.
I mean, I'm the fourth Beastie Boy, baby. I mean, I grew up with that. That's my John, you know what I mean? And Philly people will appreciate that. That is my John, you know? That is the thing.
Well, I knew you would like that song.
Absolutely. You nailed it.
The thing that really hit me the hardest was it's an anniversary for that song, a special anniversary. It's the 35th anniversary of Fight for Your Right for Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
Robert and John were my other Beastie Boys guys in 8th grade that we used to run around singing all those lovely tunes. So anyway, welcome to the show. We're excited with so much for you today. We have a special guest in the studio I can't wait to introduce you to today. You may remember from episode number 9, we have Linda Rabinovich in the studio.
Well, hello.
Hello.
Very happy to be here today.
It's great to see you. It's great to see you. You're looking wonderful, looking lovely as always. And I just want to remind the audience that if you'd like to listen back at episode number 9, Linda is a parent and a teacher, and she's got some great tips about children's. That's right.
Yeah, children and CBD and using it in a variety of ways. We actually listened back to the episode a few days ago, and I thought, you know what? I still stand by what I said, so it's pretty good.
It's difficult when you're not pros like us, Max, to hear yourself recorded. You know, I mean,
it doesn't matter. She needs to sit here, continue looking beautiful, and asking good questions.
Yeah, well, so she's got a very important role today, but we have some bad news for everyone. We don't have Doc G's Corner today.
What?
Yeah, we don't have Doc G's Corner for you this week.
Oh, no.
You know, sorry but there is some good news though. Right?
What's that good news?
Well, no one puts Doc G in the corner, so we have Doc G as our main guest this week.
Right?
Well, look, we hear from him every week,
right,
and we just haven't had a chance to ask him enough. It just feels like we don't really know him.
What I'm most excited about is, Linda, do you have your questions ready for Doc G?
I have so many questions for Doc
questions.
G. I've never met him in person, but I think I'm going to get to know him pretty well today.
Well, that's great. Then after our fantastic visit with Doc G, I can't wait for the conversation. We wrap things up with everyone's favorite segment, known as...
Elsa!
Ooh,
Thanks,
baby.
Noah. Great job. Everything is just clicking.
See Noah's hat today?
Oh, look at that.
Rocking the Max and Stevens hat.
He
Thank
looks
you, Noah.
great. And that's also, too, if you're a WCBM listener, you let us know when you place an order. We'll put one of these Max and Stevens beanies in there free of charge also. That's another reason for you to reach out to us. Before we bring on Doc G, we have a very special guest that's calling in today to talk about energy healing. It's a topic most of you rarely think about or even know about, really. And we have an expert here, very important person to me as well.
So people may ask, is it a woo-woo kind of thing, you know? And I tell you what, it can be, can't be a woo-woo thing, doesn't really matter. I'll tell you what, my personal experience is there is something to be said about energy healing. I mean, I'm open to all sorts of different solutions, and I think that as any person should be, you should at least be open to things that are outside of what you would normally do. So that's my opinion. And her name is Mary, right?
Yeah, Mary, are you with us?
Right, yeah, Mary, you're with us. I'm sorry, yes.
Oh, yes, I am. Hi, guys. How are you?
Hi, Mary. How are you?
I'm well, thanks.
I am so excited for you to join us here today. I remember when I first met you, I loved your energy, and, I guess it's applicable to this conversation. One of the things, Mary, I have the most difficulty with is trying to explain to people what it is that you do.
Yeah, that tends to be a little bit of a uphill battle for some people. If you think in terms of being in, all of us being vibrational, that kind of puts you in that place where you can understand that vibration can be modified and that you can actually resonate in certain fields. And also, I just want to bring forth something here where everybody talks about energy healing and it's sort of this nebulous thing. Acupuncture is a form of energy healing.
And that's more mainstream for sure. I've been working with Mary for years. And Mary, maybe give us an example of what a first appointment would be like for you, and another really, maybe even I'm getting ahead of myself. Why do people call you? Why do your clients visit you?
So why people visit me is because at some point they start to wonder about what's going on in their lives. A lot of times, sometimes I've had people who are in the process of working with cancer and having getting treatments for cancer, and that can be really rough on the body. So if you're thinking in terms of vibration, if you're going through some sort of healing process, your cells are talking to each other. And that's what energy work does. It gets down into that conversation on a cellular level, and it also helps to sort of break up some of those really dense, bad feelings that you have, loneliness, stress. It's all connected to being dissonant, not being connected to your vibrational, the flow of your vibration.
Hey, Mary, so question for you about vibrations. Do you have to see somebody in person to be able to help them out, or are you offering televibrations?
Yeah, actually, if you consider energy has no time or space. So so science says. So, yes, I do healings all the time.
Okay, that's good to know because, with COVID and all going on, people prefer the little television.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, basically it's tuning in to the person, having a conversation with them. That's my first session anyway. We always have a conversation, find out what's happening, where things may or may not be flowing, and where they're feeling blocked or stuck. And then from that point, then I tune in, I connect with their energy as I'm talking to them, and then I begin to...
Oh.
Wow. Sounds like we
got censored?
Oh, no, I made a mistake. You still there?
Okay.
Mary, you still there? Okay, great. Hey, Mary, we do have to take a break right now. I want to make sure, can you put your phone number out here so people can connect with you and ask you more questions?
Sure. It's 443-250-5335.
Great. Call Mary, schedule some time to talk with her. She's helped me immensely through things and can help you with difficult times. Stay with us. Right after the break, we're back with Dr. Benjamin González.
Yeah.
Welcome back, and everyone, to Understanding CBD. I am Stephen Wallman.
I am Max Sobel.
Hey, what about me?
After
I'm Linda. Hi.
And we have the beautiful Linda in studio with us today. Thanks for staying with us. I'm really excited about this episode today. It's actually a call-in episode. We already have some calls queued up for our man, Doc G. The number here, if you haven't heard it yet, it's 410-922-6680. And if you haven't heard, our special guest, Dr. Benjamin González, a medical director at Atlantis Medical Wellness Center in Silver Spring. Max, we see him here every week. We hear from him every week, but it just feels like we don't get enough.
That's right, Doc. How you doing?
Hey, gentlemen, I'm doing good. Hey, I like that Beethoven Fifth and with the salsa flair.
We did that for you, Doc. We did that for you.
That was nice.
We're really, really happy to have you here. But I got to tell you, if there's somebody in the studio that's most excited to fire some questions off at you, it's got to be our guest Linda today here.
I can tell. Here we go.
Hi, Dr. González.
Well, hello, Linda.
It's very nice to speak with you.
Nice to speak with you, too. It was great listening to your previous episode. That was good.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm a huge fan of yours. I follow you on Facebook and Instagram, and I listen to your segment every single week. Even if I miss some other parts, I always stay tuned for you. And I just always have so many questions, so I'm really excited to get to speak to you live today.
Thank you.
Linda, do you want to start out with a question? We have a caller online. Do you want to start with a question first?
Yeah, so...
wait a second. Before you do, when I said that, Noah just switched her online, which is fine. Doc G, we're going to start out with a question from a caller, okay?
Sure.
This is Joanne from Arizona. Joanne?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
Awesome. And you have a question for Doc G. I know he's ready for you.
I do. I'm wondering if CBD is safe for teenagers to use, and would it help, and how does it help?
Yeah, that's a good question. So CBD has been noted to be very safe to use in kids. And, of course, it depends on what we're talking about as far as what we're treating. The important thing to understand is that if the child or the teenager is on another medication, that you need to be careful about the interactions of medication and CBD. But CBD has been used quite well and has been shown to be safe for things like anxiety, depression, ADD symptoms, even symptoms of acute infectious disease processes or the pain of or chronic pain, even in things like autoimmune issues. We'll see kids in my clinic with eczema, with those types of issues, and we'll use CBD to help treat that and help with the underlying chronic inflammation. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, I was just wondering more for anxiety was kind of what I was thinking. And
and especially this past year with what's going on with school and the changes with the changes in getting online and trying to keep up with what's going on online with school and not being able to see friends or go out, we've been seeing a definite spike in anxiety in kids and young adults, for that matter. And we do utilize CBD for those instances, and it's very safe to use. My recommendation
is it just
is
as needed?
For what?
Is it to be used more like as needed, or do they need to use it daily?
So it depends on what's going on with the anxiety. If it's somebody with acute anxiety for a specific reason, then you can use as needed. But if they have if the child has an underlying anxiety issue or ADD issue, then I always recommend a little bit of CBD each day. A little bit in the morning, anywhere from 10 to 25 milligrams in the morning of a full spectrum CBD, and same at nighttime, so twice a day. And then during the day, it can be used. It does not make you sleepy. It doesn't give, it doesn't have the hallucinogenic effects of THC, and that's one of the confusions and one of the reasons for a lot of parents' concerns for the use of CBD. So I would test it out, find a good full spectrum CBD, and anywhere from 20 to 50 milligrams, 10 to 40 milligrams, depends on the size of the child.
Okay.
Great. Thanks for your question, Joanne. We appreciate that. Obviously, you can always follow up with more. We have a line of callers here. Linda, you should have gotten your question in sooner.
You had your chance.
Let's see.
All right, I'll wait.
We have this guy's got a great name. Jupiter, Florida. His name is Steven.
Another Steven?
Doc G.
Doesn't the universe explode when two Stevens are?
This is a question you get a lot, and we've talked about it on the show before, CBD and migraines. Steven, you with us?
I'm here.
Awesome. Thanks for calling in, Steven. You got Doc G?
Hey, Dr. G, how are you doing?
Oh, good. It's another day in paradise. I bet it's in paradise down in Jupiter.
It's paradise down here as well. So I get migraines and wanted to see what CBD could do and what you recommend if that could be beneficial.
That's a great question. It's one of the most common conditions that we see in the clinic as well, migraine headaches. And unfortunately, with migraine headaches, there's all sorts of different reasons for underlying migraine headaches. We're still trying to figure out in medicine what's the cause of migraine headaches. There's so many different reasons, whether it's an underlying inflammatory problem, whether it's an overt disease process that's causing the migraine headache. There's so many different reasons for the migraines, but one of the commonalities is inflammation. And CBD has been shown to calm down those inflammatory processes that cause the spasms of blood vessels that cause headaches, that causes the inflammation that makes these headaches occur. And of course, the definition of migraine headaches is headache that's been there for quite some time, probably started as a child, and it's repetitive. It's not your usual tension headache or headache of lack of sleep. So yes, CBD can be very powerful when used, especially when combined with things like a chelated form of magnesium. One of my favorite combinations to help with migraines is chelated magnesium, 125 milligrams to 250 milligrams, along with the CBD, about 20 to 50 milligrams of CBD, a full spectrum CBD. And it's great for prophylaxis, for the prevention of migraines as well.
Thanks, Dr. G. And the other question I've had is, in addition to magnesium, I've heard oxidative stress can also play a role in kind of having a bad foundation that might trigger antioxidants. Is there any science to that, or anything that
absolutely
for that to help complement?
You sound like you've been researching your
Doc, I told you we have an educated listener base here. Okay,
that's awesome. I mean, and frankly, I could go on about that. I could talk for hours about that subject. So if you have a poor underlying diet, or your gut has a poor ability to absorb nutrition and good nutrition, then that can cause issues with how your body processes antioxidants. And antioxidants are those molecules in your body that help with fighting off diseases and fighting off oxidative issues. And what I mean by oxidative issues, the stress on your cells in your body that cause your cells to die early or to age fast. So yes, taking care of your diet, taking a proper, clean supplement that includes a bunch of good antioxidants, along with the magnesium, along with the CBD, can really be powerful in the prevention of migraines. I've had patients tell me that, Doc, I've tried everything for years, nothing's worked, but that the CBD, the magnesium, and the antioxidants that you recommended me has literally cured my migraines, and I love hearing that.
Great. Thanks, Doc J. Thanks, Steve. Hate to cut you off. We have a line of callers for you, Doc, so I want to make sure we can get to as many as possible. We do appreciate that, Stephen. Before we take, for those that are just joining us, we're with Dr. Benjamin González. He's with Atlantic Medical Wellness Center in Silver Spring, Maryland, and he's answering questions right now from callers and people that have a lot of different questions. We have someone here next on the line, Doc. This is Louis or Luis. It's hard to tell by Noah's handwriting here, but he has had some back problems, and he's actually talked to you before about them and has some things to talk about.
Hey, Dr.
Luis.
Louis, how are you?
Yeah.
Is it Louis or Louise?
Louis.
Louis. Okay.
Yeah. I'm a current patient of Dr. Ben, and he treated me. I had many years of back pain, and I tried almost every medication out there. And a couple months ago, Dr. Ben recommended CBD oil. Started taking it morning and afternoons. It's been about 3-4 months now, and I wake up completely fine now.
Amen.
And yeah.
Wow.
And actually, I'm glad you called, Louis. I really appreciate you calling and telling people this, because chronic pain is a difficult thing to treat, and back pain even more so for multiple reasons. But Louis is a good example of. We did some other things as well. We kind of changed diet a little bit. And nothing dramatic, just changed diet a little bit, changed the timing of how we ate, and added a little CBD to it. And here's one of the many stories that I hear of chronic pain resolving with a little bit of intervention. I appreciate you calling in, Louis.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you so much for helping me out. I'm getting through the day and running around now without pain.
Now, Louis, I have a question for you, because we get this question asked a lot from us, is when you start using it for back pain, did you see instant results, or did it take a little bit of time?
No, it took some time, honestly. It probably weeks, I would say. Not instant, but like you can feel like a weekend, you can feel like less aggregation, I guess say. And like 2 weeks in, you can like start feeling it less and less until you get like a steady routine going.
And if I recall, Louis, we had to titrate the CBD a little bit. We went up, we went down, until we found the right dose that helped keep that back pain away. Was that true?
That is correct.
Yeah. And we finally settled on the right dose, and it's worked for you ever since. That's great.
It's amazing, Doc, that you've been helping these people this way. And we know that because we've been talking to you now, but now it's the audience's turn to actually really get to know you a little bit better. Stephen, do we even need to do a show anymore? I mean, honestly, we're just connecting people to
I wish
Dr.
we didn't. I wish that everyone knew everything already, but we got to keep going at this. There's still where such a small amount of people actually know that these things are even possible. So thanks for calling in, Louis. And of course, Doc G, great for treating him. But it brings a great point that, the body heals itself, but it didn't get injured overnight. So we got some time. You got to put some time into it sometime. We have one caller. We may not be able to get her before the break, Doc, but I wanted to give you her question. This is Jessie from Arlington. She wants to know how long a dose lasts. What's a typical response that you can give to someone? Because it's always like, how if I get a gallon of gas, how long is it going to get me versus Linda in her car, Doc? How do you answer that question?
Oh, yeah. So it's like kind of like asking, how much or what type of medicine should I be taking, or how much food should I be eating? It totally depends on the individual medical condition that we're treating, the weight of the individual, the age, the hormone status, the nutrition status, all these things matter. So typically, a dose of CBD for a chronic condition lasts anywhere from 4 to 8 hours, and sometimes it can stop the trigger of that issue and stop the problem for days and weeks at a time. And that's a cool concept. That's a whole nother
yeah. Well, Doc, we have much more to go into. We have to take a break now. We have callers on the line. If you're still there, please hold. We'll be right back with you with more Doc G.
Thanks, Doc G.
We're back here at Understanding CBD. I am Stephen Wallman.
I am Max Sobel.
And we have...
I'm Linda. Hi.
Linda in the studio today. No Doc G's Corner this week, but we're here asking Doc G questions directly. To participate, although the lines are full, you may still have a chance to get in. The number is 410-922-6680. We've already tackled some great questions about some pain and some anxiety in children, some migraines and headaches. A lot of great job, Doc G, answering these questions. But Linda still hasn't had her chance to answer a question, so we're going to give the microphone to Linda now.
Drum roll.
And Linda's going to ask some questions.
Thank you. Hi, Doc G again. So my question is maybe simple or complicated, I'm not sure, but here goes. What is integrative and functional medicine? Like, I know what a cardiologist is, and I know what a dentist is, but I'm not quite sure I understand that specialty.
Well, here's why you don't understand the specialty. It's just a phrase and term that's been kind of abused, used, and mixed with other things. It's kind of like the term organic, or natural. It's kind of overused. Functional medicine is the idea that, and to be very clear, I'm an MD physician, medical physician. I graduated from the University of Arizona, College of Medicine. Functional medicine is the idea that your body doesn't work by itself in its metabolism, that all the organs work together in a symphony type of reactions to help maintain who you are physiologically. Functional medicine is the understanding of that. So just because somebody has an infection doesn't mean they just need antibiotics. They need to take care of their gut. They need to figure out what's going on with how the infection started. It's the idea that your body each of the systems in your body, the organs of your body, doesn't work by itself.
Right.
Functional medicine practitioner understands that and tries to attack who you are physiologically to make sure that not only you're doing well at this moment, but that 2 years, 5 years, 10 years from now, that we're trying to prevent disease from happening in the first place.
So it's like a holistic and proactive approach to taking care of a patient rather than a system-by-system reactive approach.
Yes, and utilizing, of course, updated science in the medical physician, MD approach to the care of that individual. So understanding both the traditional care and integrative care.
So you're like the endocannabinoid system, right, Doc? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
As long as
a lot of us doctors don't know what the endocannabinode system is, and that's a good example. It's a great example.
I try to add value every day, Doc.
I'm glad you asked that question, Linda, because it's something that needs to be defined and clear, because there's a lot of different wishy-washy words out there.
So you touched on another one of my favorite topics, gut health. So some of us have dug into that topic and realized now that most of our immune system is right there in our gut, and having gut issues can really impact your overall health. So is there a role that CBD plays in improving your gut health?
100%. Remember the old adage,
you are what you eat?
Yeah. Well, that's just not true. It's you are what you absorb. So that's what it really is. You are what you absorb, what you can absorb. So CBD, actually, there are CB receptors in the gut that play a powerful role in the way your gut absorbs nutrients and the way your gut, and your gut is a big part of your immune system. CBD can help calm down those issues. It's one of my favorite things to use for my irritable bowel, my Crohn's disease patients, my patients with gut issues. It helps calm down the inflammation, underlying inflammation of the gut that allows for the gut to heal and for your immune system to get in the right place. Absolutely, it's powerful for that.
So another thing I've seen you post about on social media is intermittent fasting, and that's something I've also experimented with. And I've used CBD to help me get through being hungry when I wasn't ready to eat with my intermittent fasting schedule. Do you have any insight on that?
Absolutely. So the interesting part about how your body says that you're hungry, part of the pathways that do that your gut and your brain communicate with itself, the CBD helps that communication, actually, helps communicate those nerves that are attached to the center part of your brain, the hypothalamus of your brain, to your gut, and allows for you to not worry about hunger, to calm down the hormones that cause hunger when you are fasting. It's very powerful. So I do intermittent fasting myself, and I utilize CBD during those times as well. And by the way, I use CBD in my weight loss programs because it helps attenuate or calm down those pathways in the brain that demand someone to eat, even if they're not truly hungry or don't need food. Because, you walk out and you see all these fast food places, you smell them and you want to start eating. You go to the gas station, and instead of getting gas, you get a pretzel, a hot dog, and a bar.
Right. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about, but we got to end this, Doc. Obviously, this was a popular segment. We're going to have to do this again.
Definitely.
Thanks for joining us today on the show. Everyone stay with us. We'll be right back with everyone's favorite segment, Mail Sack.
Mail Sack!
Be right back. Thanks, everybody.
Welcome back, everybody. So it's time for
Mail Sack!
You've got mail.
Signed, sealed, delivered. And guess who else is yours? Doc G. He's back. We were going to do a regular mail sack, but you know something? The phones are El Fuego, and we decided to keep the callers on, and that's what we're going to do for this mail sack. Doc G, you still with us?
Yes, I am.
Perfect, sir.
Awesome.
Stephen, who do we have queued up?
Yeah, that's great. I can take a look at the board here. And Noah put something up here.
Robert, he said Robert.
Robert is on the phone. Robert, you got a question from New York.
Yeah, hey, Ben, how are you? I really enjoy your guys' show, and I really enjoy everything that you're doing there in Atlantis. But, Ben, I got a question for you. Everybody's talking about inflammation, and obviously it affects all aspects of our lives. But the question nobody wants to ask is, how does it affect your sex, CBD oil and sex? How does that work?
Oh, that's a great question. So I do. So you guys may or may not know, but I do sexual health and sexual wellness in my clinic as well, of course, with hormone replacement, hormone evaluation. So that's a great question, Robert. So think about this. If you've got lots of inflammation going on, it affects more than just one thing. It affects everything in your body, and one of those things it affects is how your body responds to your sex hormone, testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, and receptors. It's not just about the level of testosterone or hormone in your body. It's about how the receptors are affected by that. It turns out that CBD helps those receptors, your sex hormone receptors, respond to the hormone itself. So if your receptors are responding better to your hormones, it leads to better sex. It leads to better health. It leads to better, to better sleep. And that's the power of a full spectrum CBD and understanding the endocannabinoid system in the body. Did that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
and I guess just a quick follow on: if I do take it and my wife takes it, will it make me better looking?
The answer is yes, Robert.
Well, if Doc G's been using CBD, then the answer is yes, because that's a handsome young man right there. But thanks for your call, Robert. Also, on Valentine's Day, we actually have a whole episode on CBD and how it relates to romance and relationships. So
And love.
You definitely want to tune into that one. I think we have time for probably one more caller here. Noah's got one flashing, and this is one. This is Catherine. Catherine from Fairfield Glade. What's your question for Doc G today?
Yes, sir. I have been diagnosed with narrow angles in both my eyes. And I've been told that I have to veer away from any kind of steroids. And I need to know if the CBD products will produce a pressure that will cause problems with my irises?
Oh, that's a really good question. So to let you know that CBD has never been studied specifically for glaucoma. However, we do know that CBD is great, as you've heard over and over. It's great for inflammation. So I can't tell you whether CBD will help it, but I can tell you that CBD will not likely hurt it. And it depends on the medications you're on. You bring up another good subject, and that is CBD and medications. And I tell you what, because I know we're running out of time, I'll save that for a Dr. G Corner discussion. I'll probably do it next week about CBD. I'll be specific about CBD and other medications. But to be clear, CBD has not been studied to treat glaucoma. However, it helps with inflammation and won't likely hurt. It'll be very safe.
Oh, okay. I'm just afraid to use it for my aches and pains, and have my eye pressure increase. So I appreciate your feedback. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Good talking with you.
Yeah, thank you, Catherine. All right, Doc, I think we have time for one more here.
Sure.
And this is Ed calling in. Ed, what's your question for Doc G?
Ed?
Ed? Well, maybe Ed dropped off. I can see what his question was. Ed said, I'm bombarded with CBD ads. How do you know what's good?
Oh,
Good question.
That's a great one. CBD is everywhere. And unfortunately, it's not well regulated either for over-the-counter use. So the best thing to do, first of all, number one, is speak to somebody who's knowledgeable in the use of CBD and where to source CBD properly. No matter where you source it from, always look for what's called the certificate of analysis that tells exactly what's in and what's not in that CBD, in that CBD product. That certificate analysis is very important to get before you choose a specific product, and it must be updated to that product itself for that, for that product itself. It's very important you choose it that way. You're right. You got to be very careful in selecting CBD. I'm not a big fan of CBD-infused tampons, CBD-infused toothpaste, CBD-infused pillowcases that you see. I am certain that does not cause the effect that you were looking for when you do a good tincture under the tongue.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Thank you, callers, today. We are coming up on the end of the show. We want to thank everyone. Mary Miller, thank you for calling in earlier. And if you all get a chance, please give her a call and get your energy checked out. We want to thank Linda for being in the studio.
I have to come back. I still have a lot more questions.
Yeah, Doc, we're going to have to make arrangements for some of this.
Linda, it was really great talking to you and listening to you.
Likewise. Thank you.
We want to thank Noah for being in the studio, taking the callers. Calls we didn't get to yet today. We will definitely handle another Doc G segment.
And thank you, Doc G. We want to thank you for being with us, especially for this extra long segment. We got, as we said before, double the Doc G, so everybody got their questions in, and then we'll continue with that. Thanks, Doc G. Well, guys, I appreciate Linda, Stephen. I appreciate you letting me be a part of your date night today. I want to also thank our sponsors, Max and Stevens, premium hemp extracts. Visit www.maxandstevens.com. Pick up a bottle for you, a friend, a loved one, a pet. Call us. 443-743-2444. And by the way, we plant a tree for every bottle you sell. God bless you. Have a great week. We'll catch you next Sunday. Take care.